Welcome students. In this video, we are going to discuss the poem The Road Not Taken, written by Robert Frost. Let us first know more about the poet. Robert Lee Frost was an American poet. He was born on 26th March 1874 and he died on 29 January 1963. Robert was born in San Francisco, California. He was a poet and playwright. His work was initially published in England before it was published in the United States. Known for his realistic depictions of rural life and his command of American colloquial speech, Frost frequently wrote about settings from rural life in New England in the early 20th century, using them to examine complex social and philosophical themes. Frost was honored frequently during his lifetime and is the only poet to receive 4 Pulitzer Prizes for poetry. He became one of America's rare public literary figures, almost an artistic institution. He was awarded the Congressional Gold Medal in 1960 for his poetic works. Some of his notable works are A Boy's Will and North of Boston. Written in 1915 in England, The Road Not Taken is one of Robert Frost's and the world's most well-known poems. Although commonly interpreted as a celebration of rugged individualism, the poem actually contains multiple different meanings. The speaker in the poem, faced with a choice between two roads, takes the road less traveled, a decision which he supposes made all the difference. However, Frost creates enough uncertainty in the poem that it's unclear whether the speaker's judgment should be taken at face value, and therefore whether the poem is about the speaker making a simple but impactful choice, or about how the speaker interprets a choice whose impact is unclear. The poem allows the reader to think about choices in life, whether to go with the mainstream or to go in alone. If life is a journey, this poem highlights those times in life when a decision has to be made. Which way will you go? Robert Frost wrote this poem as a joke for his friend Edward Thomas, an English Welsh poet, who, when out walking with Frost in England, would often regret not having taken a different path. Thomas would sign over what they might have seen and done. Frost liked to tease. He told Thomas, no matter which road you take, you will always sigh and wish you would have taken another. So, it's ironic that Frost meant the poem to be somewhat light-hearted, but it turned out to be anything but. People take it very seriously. The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both. And be one traveller, long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. then took the other as just as fair and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had won them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Now let us discuss the poem stanza by stanza. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both, and be one traveller. Long I stood, and looked down one as far as I could, to where it bent in the undergrowth. Here the speaker, walking through a forest whose leaves have turned yellow in autumn, comes to a fork in the road. Here fork means a point where a road is divided into two parts. The speaker, regretting that he is unable to travel by both roads, stands at the fork in the road for a long time and tries to see where one of the paths leads. However, the speaker can't see very far because the forest is dense and the road is not straight. Then took the other as just as fair and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear, though as for that the passing there had worn them really about the same. Here the speaker takes the other path, judging it to be just as good a choice as the first, and supposing that it may even be the better option of two, since it is grassy and looks less worn than the other path. Though now that the speaker has actually walked on the second road, he thinks that in reality the two roads must have been more or less equally worn in. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. The speaker recalls that both roads were covered in leaves, which had not yet been turned black by foot traffic. The speaker exclaims that he is in fact just saving the first road and will travel it at a later date, but then immediately contradicts himself with the acknowledgement that in life one road tends to lead onward to another. So it's therefore unlikely that he will ever actually get a chance to return to that first road. I shall be telling this with a sigh. Somewhere ages and ages hence, two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less travelled by, and that has made all the difference. Here the speaker imagines himself in the distant future, recounting with a sigh the story of making the choice of which road to take. Speaking as though looking back on his life from the future, the speaker states that he was faced with a choice between two roads and chose to take the road that was less traveled, and the consequences of that decision have made all the difference in his life. The message that we get from this poem is that in life we are often presented with choices. When making a choice, one is required to make a decision. Viewing a choice as a fork in a path, it becomes clear that we must choose one direction or another, but not both. In The Road Not Taken, Frost does not indicate whether the road he chose was the right one. Nonetheless, that is the way he is going now, and the place he ends up, for better or worse, was the result of his decision. In The Road Not Taken, the speaker is faced with a choice between two roads and opts to travel by the one that appears to be slightly less worn. The diverging roads may be read as being an extended metaphor for two kinds of life choices in general. By choosing the less traveled path over the well traveled path, the speaker suggests that he or she values individualism over conformity. The narrator's choice about which road to take represents the different decisions which we sometimes have to make and how those decisions will affect the future. The narrator chooses to take the less traveled road, though at times he expresses his desire to go back to the more traveled road. The road or choice less opted for by others definitely gets him more success in life. This shows that when we choose an option which is not chosen by many, we become more successful in life as it makes us unique or different from others. Let us now discuss some question and answers. First, why does the poet feel sorry? The poet seems to be confused about which road will have more potential. He is not able to make a decision, and that is why he feels sorry. Next, did the poet choose the road quickly? No, the poet did not choose the road quickly. As the third line in the first stanza says, long I stood. Next, describe the two roads that the poet finds. The answer is one road was trampled upon by many people and the other was grassy and needed to be used. Next, was one of the roads better than the other? So the answer here is no. Both the roads were equally good, but unfortunately, the poet couldn't travel on both the roads at the same time as he was one individual. Next question. Does the poet tell us what difference it made? The poet implies that his decision of choosing the other road to travel has made a positive difference. The last question. What is the rhyme scheme of the poem? So, the rhyme scheme of the poem is AB, AAB. Let us discuss some more questions. Here, you have to think and interpret your own answers. But let's just discuss it. First, in which season does a green wood turn to a yellow wood? Which stage in our life can be compared to that season? So the answer is green wood turns yellow during the autumn season. Old age can be compared to the autumn season because green leaves turning yellow signifies that life of the leaf is coming to an end. Similarly, old age signifies that a person is nearing the stage of death. Next, why did the traveler choose the road less traveled? What attribute of traveler does it bring out? So the answer is the road less traveled means that the road had not been used by many, which may have forced the writer to take an experience which very few had taken. The poet's decision of choosing the other road shows that he is an optimist who is full of hopeful confidence, spark, and creative energy. He is a person who believes in magic and endless possibilities. Next question. Why does the traveler doubt that he shall ever come back? The traveler doubts that he shall ever come back as one decision leads to another and we rarely get a chance to change them. So the traveler doubts that he will ever come back to this diversion. Next, if you were in the traveler's place, which road would you have choose? Justify your choice. Similar to the poet, I would also have liked to travel both the roads, but as it was making a choice, I would have chosen the road less traveled by because I like adventures and traveling a road that was less traveled by would be an adventure and I would get to explore things, explore new paths. So I would have taken the road less traveled by. Let us now discuss some figure of speech from the poem. So here are some lines and we have to find out which figure of speech it is. First one, and be one traveller long I stood. Here the figure of speech is inversion because the sentence is not in proper prose order. So the correct prose order is and be one traveller I stood long. So that is the proper prose order. Next, oh, I kept the first for another day. Here the figure of speech is exclamation. It is used to express strong feeling. Next, yet knowing how way leads on to way. Here the figure of speech is repetition because the word way is repeated. Thank you students. I hope you all enjoyed the video.